What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all very much. Hope everybody's doing outstanding. Let's take a look at the horoscope for this Wednesday. We're going to see the sun at 19 degrees of Libra. We're seeing Venus at 16 degrees coming to 17. So these two are getting very tight in their inferior conjunction, which is, auspicious in its own sense of Venus being burned out by the sun, and we can't see Venus, but it's also working on a trine over to Saturn. So I do think that, these are decisions that we're making, or these handshakes, or these relationships, these aspects with people are very important that, are kind of showing up in our life right now. And, a lot of them are very well built for the long term. I love Venus and Saturn aspects, especially trines, of course, but it's very good. Those planets just have some kind of very special connection. Maybe it's because Saturn's exalted in Libra and Venus is the ruler in Libra. I don't know. But for relationship astrology and just in general, I feel like this definitely shows us what we want. It can take a long time for things to kind of come to fruition, but I think we're seeing the beginning of relationships, friendships, group activities with people that are, something very unique and special to everybody's kind of individual place and where they're going right now. So pay close attention to the relationships in your life. They're very important. You do not want to concrete yourself into something long-term with people that is not beautiful. So keep that in mind. It's a very good aspect here to see what's going into the alignment of the future you want to have and what those groups and people and relationships look like, or whatever we're building, long-term commitments towards, if there's value and if it's worth committing to. Very important as we start to move through this week, but we're getting a good, feel for that now. Saturn, of course, is going very slow. Uranus is back at 17 degrees today. So we're starting to see some space here between Uranus and Saturn. Saturn's going to stop at 18, and Uranus is going to keep going back to 14. So we've kind of hit the most intense part of this Saturn-Uranus square. And, very strange, shaky reality we live in. There's a lot of structure. There's a lot of commitments, a lot of long-term planning, a lot of long-term friendships, relationships, that is just getting a mix-up right now, and it's kind of a mixed bag. But if you know your value and you know your worth, as the moon is finishing up here in Taurus, you will be so grounded and secure in the fact that you don't need people right now. Of course, South Node Scorpio is kind of saying we need people, we need commitment, we need merger, we need something outside of ourselves. That stuff's great, and it's still very possible to have right now, but you have to know your worth and value, that you don't need what you don't have, right? Or obsess over something. So I think we're building, really strong commitments with people that are in their individuated value systems. These are the relationships that are going to blow people's minds moving forward, and they're so powerful and beneficial to us. Also, Mars and Neptune have reached their exact square today, so gosh, it is very, there is truth out there for us right now. There is, matter of fact, there is, all of that, but it's hard to see. It's hard to identify with. It really is. You have to be in your most, highest form of self-integrity and, confident and grounded and know where you're going right now as an individual, or you could easily be spelled into going into something that is not your truth, that is, definitely it's there's a lot of grooming that goes on in the world right now. We do not want to be groomed by any source that isn't source, if you will, that isn't in alignment with your identity and your truth. So I think, paying attention to that's very important. We do have Jupiter and Mercury. They're off of their exact final opposition, which is good because Mercury can be really getting this higher truth from Jupiter, this bigger belief, this direction of identity and how to communicate and express that in a beautiful way with people. So, there is that beneficial factor, but you have to know your story and who you are right now to build these positive bonds, these agreements with other people, and to relate to the outside world in a proper aligned way that is not being spelled, that is not manipulated, that is not an I need, but really just finding harmony in that is so important. The moon will trine over to Pluto, and it's kind of like this final hit here of like, okay, like as long as I find power within myself and what I want to commit to and my higher truth and my integrity and my, deepest sense of my soul's, character, if you will, and I'm going to commit to those things, then it's going to make a big difference moving forward as we're about to get the Sun and Venus squaring Pluto, So there's also that Sun-Pluto square that's building, Venus-Pluto that's squaring. And like, there's some intense aspects coming where you want to get these agreements in order now, and you want to see how powerful you are as a person. It's hard right now for anybody who thinks that they're less than, or feeling like they need really someone else to come through and give them the way. Like, you got to find that way for yourself, and you got to know that your truth is valuable. And if you do, you're going to be better off, and you'll see things, black and white for what they are, for if they hold value in your life, and if they're unique and special to you, and if relationships are unique and special to who you are, or if, we're kind of just doing something for the sake of doing it. It's definitely like getting values, very, very in order, very like, this is my deeper, this is what my soul really values. And I'm comfortable with that, even if it's different than what other people might expect or what the world's doing. Like, the more unique you are right now, the less you're probably feeling like reality is shattering. See what the card is for today. Hope you all have a lovely Wednesday. Temperance reversed. Interesting card today. I don't know, temperance reverse to me definitely feels like kind of got to be impulsive, kind of got to like, not just wait around. There is a divine order to things. I think if you really feel this calling, you definitely, that is the divine order. Like, stop waiting, stop being so patient, stop being, so indecisive. We can be a little indecisive, but man, when it hits, go for it, whatever that might be today. Don't, play the waiting game for too long. Like, trust your gut on the matter. The Emperor in reverse. Apparently, we definitely want to chill out on this Wednesday. I don't think we have to like boss people around or be some, kind of tyrant, if you will, about what our value is and what we believe in. It's just, acting on what you believe is right, and, delegating your life. And remember to finding that courage, finding that strength and that direction that you really want to be on right now. And man, when it hits that you want to, on the direction you want to go. And the Page of Cups. Being emotionally curious, being emotionally open to all the feelings that feel good, that feel grounded, that feel secure, that feel safe, that feel like the emotions you want to have. I think it is an emotional day, but I think we can really use it, to give us that kind of push, like, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to have, this is what I want to be, this is who I want to be with, this is the job I want. Like, we want to pay attention and be curious. Our emotions are very potent. They're showing us where we can take action. They're showing us where we can take our power and delegate our lives. Listen to that. Don't get too stagnant. It is a moon in Taurus. We can be a little lazy. I feel like there is a little laziness, but it's kind of like, you got to step up and don't be too lazy at the same time. I love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.